This is the DagogetaTv. I'm your guy, Deme D. This is another episode of If You Ask Me, Hip Hop Debate Desk, where we talk that music and movie culture. We back with segment 2. Got Stroll in the building. My guy Watson, Brooklyn in the building. Harlem, Mr. Everywhere, part 2 right here. Got your guy, Deme D, Queens in Brooklyn all day. And this is a segment I've done before, and I really enjoy doing. Because what I do when I have guests on here, I get their list and their preference, so I can see, an idea of what kind of music they listen to, albums they like, artists they like, and stuff like that. So what I do enjoy is I see different albums in people's top 10. So I want to talk about that, some albums that I always see everywhere. So I'm gonna start with you, my guy, Watson. You have an album I don't think I've ever seen in anyone's top 10. You have Digable Planets. Reaching a new refutation of time and space. Ooh. That was the debut.
It was a debut album.
So that's your top 10. Talk about it, man. How did that become in your top 10? Or are they one of your favorite groups, or you just like the album?
They're one of my favorite groups, and it's one of my favorite albums in history. Okay. Their first single, Everybody Love.
I mean,
everybody. It's a hip hop classic.
It's definitely in the argument.
It is a hip hop classic.
It is.
Rebirth of the Slick. I'm cool like that. I mean, that was the song. Yeah. So you got this group.
Something different too.
And it's not only something
years
different.
Later, it still resonated with people.
Not only was something different, but the whole group represented what I thought hip hop represented. You got a guy from Seattle, Washington. You got a girl whose parents are from Brazil, so she's Brazilian, and you got a brother from Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? And they came out with this unique album, which was a fusion of jazz and hip hop. And think about how hip hop was back then. You got hardcore hip hop, you got boom bap hip hop, and then you had the jazz kind of fusion hip hop.
Yeah, this is before like.
I don't think it's before Drop.
No, this is before Outkast.
It's before Outkast. It is before Outkast. It's before Camp Lo.
And all of that shit.
I don't know if it's before Far Side, but I do know for a fact it's before.
Like 95 type shit, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't before Tribe though. Tribe was
no, it wasn't before Tribe. It was not before Tribe.
Yeah,
not before Tribe, but it was definitely before Outkast.
The children. They kind of to me like the children.
And definitely before Camp Lo. But it was just, first of all, there's no cursing on the album, and this was. So I was in college at the time, and it felt like I was listening to intellectual hip hop that was talking to me, that was talking about every aspect of life. And and here's the thing that people don't realize about this album. This album beat Snoop at the Grammys. Now that's not how we want to judge hip hop albums, but I want to explain how it was received that in this time they actually impacted. They opened for Sade. I mean, they really, really impacted hip hop.
Rebirth was a hit.
Smash it, and then the album was ill. It was a creative album. I mean, everything that makes hip hop creative was on this. The second single, Where I'm From, it's an ill song. That was a super. The remix was fire, insane. Right? Wasn't that remix crazy? Insane. But they was like on a bread line in the snow, and all they was doing was just waiting to get some food, and it was an ill song. So you got this female before the Fugees. Before the Fugees. Yes. People that there was a 2-guy girl group before the Fugees. And it was and it's just one of my favorite albums. This is one of those albums that stays in my rotation, my lifelong rotation. And you could play it at any time. It doesn't sound dated. One of the things I talked about before was albums that could sound dated. This doesn't sound like anything. You play it right now, you won't know when it came out. You'd be like, yo, what kind of hip hop is this? There's no box for it. You can't put it in any kind of category. So, Reaching a Refutation in Time and Space, one of my all-time favorite albums. And I realize a lot of people don't have it there. It's always going to be in my top 10 hip-hop albums of all time. And that's just subjective, and that's just a preference thing.
And let's salute, what was it? What was it?
Ladybug? It was Ladybug, Mecca, Butterfly.
What was his name?
Ishmael, and Doodlebug. Doodlebug was the guy from Philly. And he was like, on Where I'm From, he was like, food for thought, so get a buffet plate. The lyrics are so fat, you might gain weight. So I was just like, yo, they spitting and just going in. So, yeah.
Nah, salute to Digable Planets.
Absolutely. Wait a minute, who are, to this day, are touring the world off of only 2 albums. And because live instruments became a thing in hip hop, their album translates with live instruments
they've been
very
on that.
well. So they get a jazz group and then they can just perform all their songs. So, absolutely.
I have a question though about Digable Planets. Do you think their first song, Cool Like That, is bigger than the actual group? That song?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I
Because
think the
the
same thing. I think
the
the same
famous
thing
line,
too, but I just, wasn't sure how you wanted to
famous
how
line
your
on
take on it
this,
since you're a big fan.
we beat to rap, what key beat to lock. So everybody knows that song,
Everybody
right?
knows that.
But then no one really had the album like that. That's why you said I'm like the only one you know who has the album.
I know people.
Yeah, because
there's
because I know like years later, people know I'm cool like that.
Yes.
But they don't even know who the group is.
Right,
But
right,
they know
right.
the
They don't know
song.
the
It's
group
a
member.
recognizable song. They
Yeah,
know that
group
I'm
member
cool like
names
that. The slang was being used by people inside our community and outside.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely.
So I'm one of the guys
they're
who
one
would
of my
say,
favorite groups.
I wanted to run to get the album to see what else they had going on.
Oh, yeah, I did too.
The
I did
album
too.
was just crazy.
I did too.
That's
I did
official.
too. The album was saying.
I got your list before, and I don't know. This album just gets overlooked too as well. And I heard it, but I never sat with it until you had it on your list. I'm like, the fuck album is this? And I did go back into this fire. Yo, Smooth the Hustler, Once Upon a Time
Once
in
Upon a
America.
Time.
So just speak to them on that. And he had a mega smash on there too. And I just want to preface that before I hand it over, right? That was a mega smash for his time. Like the smashes are different now. Now it's not gonna be like rappers weren't getting stadium music back then. So that Broken English was a fucking smash as far as the standards of that time. That was a mega smash.
It was
And it was his
smash.
first single, right?
Yes, I believe it was. No. It wasn't. It was Every Day I'm a Hustler. I believe that one. I forgot the name of the title, but My Lifestyle is a Hustler. I'm bad with the titles, but that was his second single. Broken Language. That was the second single with his brother, and it's recognizable. It's like as soon as the dun dun dun, like everybody goes crazy. They know it. But to me, it's in my top 10 because it just. There's so many facets of that album that make it like one of the most. It's in my top 10 because to me it's one of the most complete albums. I mean, between the fact that he talks that street shit on the album, you get that. On top of it, not only you get the street shit, but you get like the metaphors that he talks on, like Broken Language. You get the concepts on the album, and then you even get like the human side on the album. Like he has the song "I'm Only Human," where he just breaks down like, I'm only human. I mean, I do this, but it's just the way life is. Like he's not really glorifying anything. He's just breaking it down as to why he does what he has to do. So it's like there's so many different facets on it. It's like he's not every song is like bang bang, shoot him up, I'll kill you. His lyrics is dope. His storytelling is dope.
He's not even on that type of
Yeah,
time.
nah,
I guess
it's like
aggressive.
it's aggressive,
but it's
and
not
he's
that.
like he's a hustler. That's what he
Yeah,
does.
he's more like I guess a more thorough Jay-Z.
Yeah. It's the street pharmaceutical, but like, and Jay does that too. Like Jay have given you different parts of himself, but that one album, he's given you different parts of himself, and he's come in a production, DR period. Like you can't go wrong in that era.
Yes.
You can't go wrong with DR period. Like he brought us MOP. Yes. You can't go wrong, and that's another thing. It's like you can listen to the album. You can just turn off the beats and listen to the acapella, and the lyrics is dope. The lyrics is dope. Like I said, the concept with him and his brother. And he had a dope crew too, because between him, Trigger the Gambler, and DV Alias Christ, he had like a dope like click with them on top of that. But you can listen to the instrumental of the album, or you can listen to just the acapella. Both of them was like dope. It was a perfect marriage to me. Like DR period and him. It was just, like I said, the album to me is a complete album. And there's a lot of dope albums out there, but to me, they're not complete albums. And like that was one of the remember last time we was talking about I don't want to change, but Mobb Deep's second album to me is like one of the most complete albums. It's like it's in that realm to me in regards to the features was dope, even though it's just really his click. Nothing seemed out of place. The singing on there worked with the songs that he had. It wasn't too like poppy or whatever. The singing worked. The production fit perfectly with his subject matter. It was just
his voice too. I think.
Yeah, and to me it aged well because I can listen to that album today and lyrics to me, and I'm not saying it's better, but still it's comparable to like Jada spitting in regards to. It doesn't sound dated because a lot of people use the word dated. To me, his lyrics don't sound. It didn't sound like damn it. That sounds like it works back there. Yeah, like, and I'm not saying he's better than Jada, but I'm saying when I listen to his lyrics, it doesn't sound like, damn, it's old. Like, if it came out today, I would still cop it because it's just sounds.
You made my heart jump a little bit with that.
No.
Skip the beat a little bit.
But hold up. But this is one thing I will say. Jada does not have an album better.
So wait a minute. Let me just.
Jada lyrically is better, but Jada does not have an album better than
I'm
he
glad.
I cannot agree with that.
I'm glad. Wait a minute.
Jada does not have an album better than Smooth the Hustler album.
I'm glad you brought
But
that album
lyrically, he's
up.
better.
Tell me, wait a minute. I'm glad he brought this album up because that album came out in '96. That album to this day, it gives me the same feel that Reasonable Doubt gives me. Like the way I felt about hearing Reasonable Doubt, I felt the same way listening to Smooth Hustler. It was their debut album. Jay-Z's from Brooklyn, Smooth Hustler from Brooklyn. I get these two debut albums, and they both gave me a different street feel.
And the crazy part is Jay-Z lyrically on that first album, Smooth the Hustler is not better, but Jay-Z's production don't touch Smooth the Hustler album. It's not better.
See,
it's not.
You gotta talk blasphemy.
It's not. Yo, the production, the overall production on the Smooth the Hustler album is better than Reasonable Doubt's production. But Reasonable Doubt's production is not what. In my opinion, it is. In my opinion, it is. The DR period production on that album to me is better. It's better. And the total production to me is better. I'm not saying the album is better because Reasonable Doubt, like the Jay-Z's lyrics is insane.
I'm not even thinking about the lyrics. I'm just thinking about the evils is crazy.
The evils is
politics,
crazy.
Politics as usual is crazy. No, Bring It On is crazy.
Had 2 beats on there.
Yeah,
Come on. Had Friend of Foe, which is my favorite.
Friend of
song
Foe
on
is
there.
crazy. The joint with Bleak is crazy.
Bring It On wasn't Primo.
Yeah, I'm just saying Bring It On is fire though. And that is Primo.
Bring It On Primo. So the Primo got 3 beats on there.
Bring It On if you think you can.
That's
and
Primo.
if not, you know, that's his signature. But check out both these albums because neither one of these really get talked about again. Digable Planets, and I have to read it off the list. Reaching a new reputation of time and space.
Top 10. And I love it that I'm the only one on earth that got it there.
Smooth the Hustler, thank you for bringing this one to my attention. Once Upon a Time in America, because like I said, I listened to it, but I never really went back. So check out both them albums, man. This is what we do here. This is what.
Before we go, you ain't tell us yours.
You know what? Because I do these segments all the time, so I try to just highlight them real quick. But I'll throw. I'm not gonna elaborate on it, but I'll throw out LB. You know what I mean? Lost Boys, Legal Drug Money. I don't know if that's like y'all picks. I think there's a lot of people who have it, but I don't think a lot of people love it. Like
Legal Drug Money.
I do.
Lost Boys, Legal Drug Money.
Right?
First album.
Oh, the first album.
You know what I mean?
Easy Movie production. Come
Great
on, man.
album. B-Rock has some shit on there too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, R.I.P. Freaky Tar. Make sure y'all subscribe, share, hit that red button. You already.